Something has been nagging me, and I just need to talk so we can see if we can walk me out of this circle. I've been shown, it's like the underbelly of things that I didn't see before. That's always the case for all of us, right? We think we understand. We think we know. We think what's being presented is true or real. But then we've all learned that lesson, right? But sometimes you keep digging and you're like, Jesus Christ, Jiminy crickets, this is the never ending, right? And it can make your stomach curdle. It's just, but that sure the fuck doesn't feel good, right? And so, well, then, do you keep choosing to go down that path? Did curiosity get the better of the cat? Slow down. They're showing me so much. Some are saying to live a long, happy life, right? Like, let it go. But that's part of the problem. Okay, so I very much like that saying and very much would like to go on my merry way. Because I agree with that for the most part, right? It's like we find our sweet spot and be happy. I agree, really. I think that is really good advice for 90% of us. And I think 90% actually do that. I think there's so many more happy people on this planet. We just don't see them because they're too fucking happy to announce it to the rest of us. Why bother? They're the actual geniuses. Because when you bring some of this shit into your awareness, it's like you can't unsee what you've seen. Is that true? You actually can unsee what you've seen because you were just told something and it was painted and sold to you in such a way and packaged in such fear and fright that you believed it. But when you unpackage it and when you unravel it and when you take a closer look and you relabel it with terms and words that are more soothing and calm for you so you can understand it, you're like, oh, what was I so scared of? But that other person had you under lock and key and was certainly controlling you. Because that fear can control you. You get fear in your body, you will go clinging to things that are of no good to you. And you knew they were no good for you. But you'll cling to them because it's the only safety known you know. So you'll take that over that scare, that fright. It keeps you stagnant and stuck. Nonetheless, I'm still not getting to what they want, what I've been grappling with, and I just don't even know how to say it is the problem. That's part of the problem. It's like we talk about all the time, the way they showed me things, it's really important where you're moving from. Are you moving from that fear, right, and keeping yourself stuck and stagnant? Or are you moving from your heart? And herein lies the problem. I'm trying to get it out. It's like they'll show me, just for simplicity reasons, they'll show me like the good guys, the bad guys. But even the good guys are bad in that there are some that they are required to be as big and as obnoxious and swing their dicks just as long and just as wide as the next guy so that they can do the right thing. It's like some of the people that I thought were the good guys, they've shown me that they have done things that are absolutely from the ego and or could very much be categorized as such. And yet it was required to have that packaging or appearance. It's almost like so they could protect so many that didn't have the strength of the power to rise up like that against the ones that have no heart. Right? It's like, I guess the idea of like, you know, you need the ego, right? Like some really need the ego not to harm others, but to strengthen them to get to where they need to be so it can appear similar or the same as those who have no heart and are all ego. Does this make sense? I hope so, because I just, you know, I don't like to use names or examples because there's no point in that. And it doesn't help us in our everyday lives. I think it still boils down to a trust factor is my problem, right? It's like when you continue to see, I think that's what it is. I think that's my problem. I think it's trust. It's like you think you can trust A over B, but then you find out A has been packaging it in a way to keep you bound to A. But then you see the underbelly of A and you're like, motherfucker. And you're sick, but you're bound and you're now confused. And that can add the fear. Do you see what I'm saying? But it's also, it's like, we've talked about this in depth. I'm solo as solo can be. And I don't believe that's healthy. I'm aware it's not healthy. I can feel the unhealthiness of it, the sadness, the weight, the heaviness, the hardness of it. And I don't like it. But you can hear the confusion, the trust factor. It's like that small seed that won't release, because it's like even when I've released it for so long, it's like, how does it get re-embedded or how does it pop back up? Because sometimes it'll be 10, 20 years later. And it's like, what the fuck? So do you bury your head again? Just go about your life? And I think that's what most people do. But then you have the dynamics I spoke about earlier, some that really see such bigger pictures at play and, quote, want to help or protect or save or whatever. And so they'll do the hard things and rise up and end up attempting to lead people, but they have a lot of stain on their record. That's what it is. And so you don't know that you should be able to trust them. But it's usually B who made sure those stains were in place so that you would have the confusion of the mistrust. And I guess most of us like to have at least the balancing of the scales being weighed more towards trust than mistrust for it to be acceptable, because anymore, does anybody trust anybody 100%? But this is no way to live. This is no way to be. Is this the world we're creating? And again, I think many are not. Really, I think many people are out there living, remaining present and happy. But again, at what cost? Meaning when we become so wildly unaware and so fully present, we get knocked the fuck over because we've gotten too comfortable remaining present, which can sound really funny. But when you're that present to your current environment and something comes knocking you over out of nowhere, you're like, I was aligned. I was moving from my heart. Everything. How did that? I thought we believed there was no insertion. What happened? What happened here? What's going on? It's like, oh, you sweet, innocent child. And that brings us back to innocence is such bliss, right? So then parents do try to provide that. But then also in that providing of that, it's also that binding and blinding. You can see, I could argue all of these and flip them all on their head over and over and over. And where is that getting us? Nowhere. A house divided, is stuck. It's torn apart. It's stagnant. It doesn't move. It doesn't change. I think part of the problem is I have devoted so much time and energy and life on one path that ended up leading to a dead end. Pick up your bootstraps, spend another decade another direction, ends in a dead end. Pick up your bootstraps, try another, and it's like, okay, how many times do we pick up the bootstraps, or we've seen all of this? Oh, it's all shit. So you do have to just throw your hat in the ring. Which one felt the best, and close your eyes and ears. And almost don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck about anybody else. Don't give a fuck about the next generation. Just hope you could make it through and be happy. It just seems so shitty. It seems so heartless. But so then that's my problem, right? Like, that's my moral compass. This world is being eked out of a moral compass. Just the basics I'm talking about here, right? I'm not even talking about the people's rule books. I'm talking about just the basics. But again, this feels like a me problem. Very, very much so. I mean, it is clearly a me problem. So it's like, I say just want to drop the bone and be like, all right, just drop it. Go into the present moment, live your life, and be happy. But then why do I have this boulder in my belly weighing me down? It's like, you know better. You can't pretend. What is it? Is it that I can't accept it? It's like I'd been in this place for so long, and even in trying different paths, and even knowing, of course, there's light and dark, there's good and bad, all of that. I guess I just never saw it to the depths. I was never, maybe I just had never encountered so up close and personal the real depths of darkness. And that does, it's like it traumatizes one's soul. It does. It leaves an imprint on your soul. It does. It scars you. It is. Sorry, they keep showing it and I'm trying not to cry. It's like it's shocking. It's like you see it, you hear it. I'm sorry, I'm looking into my water and I'm seeing a tiger staring back at me, and it has me captivated. Sorry. It's like we all know there's good and bad. We all know you hear people or this or that. You see it on TV, you see documentaries, you bump into mean people, you experience awful things, you encounter blah, blah. Like it's like You get to a certain age and you've lived some life, but then, I'm telling you, it's like a burning in my chest now. But again, it's like, oh man, I gotta walk myself out of this. What is it? It's like so, I guess it's like we just don't want to believe it. I think that has been my problem from day one, has it not? Are you tired of hearing me say that yet? It's like I don't want to believe that everybody isn't good. I don't want to believe. It's like even when I started to believe it, even when you've heard me say, oh, I believe it now. It's like it's like I don't want to eke out all hope. It's like I want to hang on to that light. That's really funny. They're flashing me yesterday. I was looking out at the beach and at the sky and whatnot. And they told me to tilt my head up even higher. And I was already looking up what I thought was pretty high. So I had to almost cock my head all the way back to look all the way up the way they wanted me to. And there was this like shiny, sparkly, I thought, well, it must be an airplane. But it was too bright, too white, I don't know what the fuck it was. But who the fuck knows? Could have been I have no idea. But when I just said, I hope there's that tiny bit of light still here, they flashed me that picture. I forgot about that when I was out yesterday. It was like this super bright white, but it wasn't shining outwardly. It was just a sliver of the brightest white you can imagine in the sky at an unusually high, weird location. But that's my perception. That was my angle. Do you see what I'm saying? Well, that's part of the problem, right? Like, where is our perception? Where is our angle? What is our understanding? What are we telling ourselves? What are we experiencing? What are we calling in? What are we? Like, all of it can become so exhausting. Yeah, they were showing me that the other day. It's almost like, you know how they've shown it before, like candy cane, you slide all the way back down? Well, this they showed me differently. It was like somebody took a racket, like a tennis racket, and say I was a ball. It's like they cut the cord and bounced me all the way the fuck back down. And it's like I've had to crawl all the way back up. But sometimes the way they show this stuff, it's like that's such a horrific thought and image, right? Like that people have that ability, but then they do show me that. Then they will show me that. They're like, oh yeah, there's a lot of people have a lot of power that is, it's like misuse of power, right? It's like, this is like, they're dumping a lot into one. It's like that idea of the changing of the guards. Remember they had shown that years ago? And it was like somehow they did trick the system, right? So we've talked about unconditional love sees the intentions behind what you're doing. It doesn't have a moral code or a moral compass like we do as humans. It's not like that. It is a mirror. So if you're putting out revenge, anger, this, that, even if you package it in a pretty package and pretend to do the right things, the vibration that is truly emanating, the dominant vibration that is seen, is that envy, rage, whatever, even if you trick and fool the human in front of you. So eventually that's what's going to come back to you. And if you dissect that and think about it in your life, you can probably be like, holy shit, that is the case. And that's when we're usually like, holy shit, or at least for me. Because sometimes you can lie to yourself. Or sometimes you just didn't see it as bad. You didn't realize that's what you were doing. But that's your God, when you recognize that, I promise you, that is what has saved me a lot of times, is being truly blind, and then you're shown, and it is shocking, and it is hard to swallow, and it is a lot to take in. But do your fucking damnedest to correct it right then and there, because now you do know. So if you make that same mistake with your eyes open, oof, you are guilty. But it's challenging because it's habitual, but it's also shocking when you see it. So it's a dance for sure, because you got to rewire right away. Don't let that shit just, Nonetheless, trying to get back to that one point you were just showing me. Where you were showing like the changing of the guards. Oh, and it was like, so it's like I'm obviously translating this, have to be translating it wrong. I hope to be translating it wrong almost. But it was almost like they did trick God or something, or maybe that's the point of the deadless soul, right? It's like they can, or the swapping of the souls, or all this wild stuff they talk about, where it's like they can emulate pure intent, but then get to that higher level and put their real mask back on, right? Their evil mask, but it's not a mask, it's who they are. It's like, or maybe take off the higher vibration. But again, to me, this is all human packaging and human bullshit and human whatever. But again, it's just my like sadness of the reality of no naive little girl. There are some really deep-seated evil things at play on this realm, and it's all an illusion. And there's so much more at play than you know. I think everybody's waking up to that more and more, but at the same time, it's almost, again, stomach curdling. It's like, well, what good is it to wake up to these awarenesses if it's going to drop everybody back down into fear? Do you hear what I'm saying? Don't move from fear. But if you wake up to all these realities, it does add fear and fright, because it's so overwhelming with what people are doing and what they're involved in, and how many people are involved in these dynamics at play that aren't aware of it. Like we've talked about it, like anytime you go to any group, anything, and there's the head teachers, leaders, instructors, even if it is the most innocent, wonderful, whatever, you don't realize you are giving them your power, because you're giving them your time, your attention, your energy. And are you pumping up their heart or their ego? And really, it's more up to them. Can they hold that power in their heart so it then overflows back out to you? So it's the idea of a good leader. Let's take the Catholic Church. Again, it's just an easy one because it just seems obvious. But I didn't realize it was this obvious for years. I didn't. As a matter of fact, my father had said something to me, how he had mentioned the Catholic Church to somebody and they went running. And I thought, oh, that's such a shame. Like, who cares? Like, why? I mean, why that scared or why that dramatic? Not that I'm on board with, and I think I even said that, not that I'm on board with, but that's odd. And the more I hear about stuff and learn about stuff, it's like, well, that was maybe the wisest thing to do, right? To get away from that, because back to what I was saying, it's like, in my opinion, if you're a good leader and you're teaching people things of value, then what they're putting into you, so this idea that time, attention, paying you to listen to you, to do all this stuff, it should be coming back to you tenfold. So if 10,000 people are in a studio or a stadium or whatever, and they're pouring all this time, energy, focus, attention onto this person, they're pouring their energy, they're all of that, giving them all that power, that one person. Now, if that one person can sustain that hit and hold it in their heart, then they can be flooded because they're already elevated, and it should spill back out onto the people, and they're going to get back tenfold what they put in. So take that same concept. You have the Catholic Church. they are the richest in the world, and yet all of their followers are pulpers, and they teach them to stay as such in fear and having to do X, Y, and Z so that they are codependent on going there. You got to talk to me to talk to God. You got to pay me. You got to do the right thing. You got to, and it's like there's some truth to it where it's like there's enough truth that it keeps people connected, right? But it's not the full truth to empower them to sever the cord. A true leader doesn't want you to follow them forever. A true leader is teaching you to lead yourself and to rise up next to them, above them, beyond them, but not continue below them. And God forgive me, let's hope he's good like I think he is. But a good example of this would be somebody like Tony Robbins. I believe his heart is good. Yes, I believe there's been some bad. Let's hope so. Let's hope he's not a perfect human. Let's hope that he doesn't think he's God. But overall, that man has done, I believe, a tremendous amount of good for a tremendous amount of people with really good intention to help them help themselves, to help them empower themselves, to help them open their eyes and love themselves and help themselves. And so I think it's that idea where it's like he can sustain the power. Let's hope. I mean, God, let's hope. It's like, God, please tell me there's some good people. But I think the majority of that man is from his heart, not his ego. And when his ego starts to creep up, he probably has practices to get it in check. But he has helped so many people and people you know, right? It's really big names and whatnot, because he's operating from his heart the majority of the time. There's no such thing as everybody doing that. So it's like, we got to give everybody some grace. But he's a good example of the people who follow him very much benefit from taking his lead, right? But then they empower themselves and cut the cord. They're not looking to lean on him or drain him. It's not like that. It's like that beautiful equal give and take. And that idea of the energy that has flowed to him, he is able to sustain that power in his heart and overflow and continue to rise up and do good and benefit others. Do you see that difference? Like, that's a wild. So it's like, I would actually be curious to know those numbers. Like, how many people has he led and reached and taught and helped and have wildly benefited versus the exact same ratio with the Catholic Church? Do you see? It's like, wow, when you look at it, literally the way they're showing it to me right now, literally they are showing me the Catholic Church in such, like, their people in such poverty and despair, and it's like this harsh, stark, black and white picture they're showing me. I mean, it literally looks like from ancient times because it's such a horrific photo. And then they're showing me Tony and his world, and it's vibrant and colorful and filled with life and joy and empowerment and happiness and forward motion. And again, I'm not saying he's perfect, and I'm not saying, it's like neither one are as clear as they're painting it here. They are painting it one bright and white and colorful, and the other one dark and dingy and gray, right? Like, but can you hear that? It's like, don't you want to be following somebody where you can feel empowered yourself, to feel good about yourself and your life, and feel like you have the power to change, because you do, but you do have to do the hard things. You do have to make the choices, and you're going to live in those consequences. And these are like prime examples, like these are good examples for us to see clearly. I guess it's like the idea to me, it's like, okay, so you follow something because you want to believe it, but it's almost the lazy way, where you just keep going and putting money in the coin box, hoping, wishing, and praying. I'm going to put this $100 bill in this week, and let's hope that gets my prayers answered. It almost sounds insane. Like, of course it's not. You have no connection with anything. You think a money box is going to, right? You think that priest is going to, I mean, it's like it's almost insane when you think about it. But people have been suppressed under the fear of if they don't. So they're scared not to. They're scared to break those chains. They're scared in a what if the wrong way instead of what if the right way. What if you do? What if you let loose and you drop that dead weight? You start investing in yourself. You start loving yourself. You start uplifting yourself. You start empowering yourself. You stop giving away your power to that congregation, that priest, that what, like, are you seeing benefits from that? Are you getting anything back from that? Are you happy? Are you thriving? You know, I think back in the day was also, you know, that was how people, what do they call that? Networking. That was how they did that. That was how they got to their clients, right? But it was still a mask. It was still, let me paint myself as a good guy going to church. Oh, my good friend, my goody buddy over here. Who knows if he's any fucking good at being a dentist or the doctor or anything else, but he's a nice guy. He's a good guy. Go to him, right? And that's how they network. But like everything, that shit gets tainted and abused and taken advantage of. But that's what builds the mistrust. This is the whole point of me not being able to get out of my own way in this conversation. It's like, but that is the point of it. You're going to church, you believe it's good, you think, you know, you're told all this stuff because you're not really able to think on yourself. You're pre-programmed. And you keep following along. That's what you're told to do. You're not listening to your body or how it feels or what's going on. And you are buddy old pal with all these people, and you think all of it's good and well. But then you realize, oh, everybody who goes to that dentist, their teeth falls out. Everybody goes to that banker, they lose their money, and it's like, what's going on here? I thought these were, quote, good people. Oh, why are they good? Well, they go to this church. It's almost like insane. It's like, what were the credentials? Oh, they're so-and-so's buddy. Oh, it's just a network. Oh, nobody cares about. It's like, it's not actually even good or bad. Like, they're not qualified or unqualified. It's none of that's relevant. Do you see how it's like it really pulls the wool over your eyes? But then you're like shocked that you were the fool with the wool over your eyes. Like, how could I not? Like, what? It's insanity. It's another cult. They're all cults, just disguised in a nicer package, right? Like you hear, well, at least me, I hear that word cult, and it's like, oh my God, right? Like you want to run far away. And it's like, well, aren't they all cults? I mean, aren't they all? I mean, everything, even your place of employment, right? Like everything is. This one maybe shouldn't go out. I can't decide because I feel like it's like I am teetering back and forth between both worlds myself, it feels like, right? It's like I want to fall into the bliss of the happiness. Maybe that's the problem. I had fallen into the bliss of the happiness and was really operating from my heart. And again, got bamboozled like never before. And so then it's like, had to swim through the other side of the hill. And so it's like now I'm back on the edge, the ledge, teetering between the two. And it's like, oh, I so want to fall into there. But it's like I feel like I can't because, it's just a matter of time before another massive, I'm not talking about like little hiccups. No, it's like another massive tsunami. Like what else am I not seeing? But it's like then you stay hyper vigilant and alert and you can't live. You're not looking to go back there, but you're afraid to relax into there. It's almost like the idea of the comfort zone. I tell you all the time, I tend to get comfortable because I fucking want to relax my nervous system and let go and actually feel safe and like it's okay. But it's like, again, it's like I'm such the fool who continues to do that, soften the belly just for the gut punch to come in. But it's also how the universe works too. Where, I mean, in the better way, but it's in the same idea. It's like once you relax and accept what is, the universe will come in with something new, and it's like, I would like to be able to truly rest. It's like, even if it is everything you ever wanted, maybe this is all the problem. This lack of sleep and this lack. That's always bad news bears. It's like this. It has felt like that lately. It has felt like they just said CPST, whatever it's called, chronic post-traumatic stress disorder. It seems also the consistency has been more of a problem for me, right? It's like I will get, I don't want to say discipline because that's not how it should necessarily be, but it is the best word at the moment that I can come up with, that it's like I'll get the discipline to do it, even when I don't want to, right? To just move, just go, just start the routines, like get it going. And I will start to feel better. And I will keep it up for some time. But then it does seem like I have been challenged the last few years to really, and the thing it's like ironic or odd or it's like, it's not for lack of it working. In other words, I do feel better. And it actually hasn't been like, the decade prior and the decade prior to that, it was more of, oh, I'm at where I wanted to be. I'm good. I don't have to do it anymore. That's no longer the case. Like I'm aware that I need to do it consistently until it's replaced with something, maybe better. But until then, it's what it needs to be done. And so it's not that it's getting better and I'm like, oh, I don't need to. No. I don't know. I haven't discovered yet what the knockout is. Look, I don't know if it's laziness. I don't know if it's like just one day you wake up and you're just too tired to do it that day. So you want to, quote, give yourself a break or give yourself a day off. And again, it's like, from what? From the thing that makes you feel better? Right? It's almost like, huh? But I'm just trying to see or think of, even in recent days or recent weeks, of when that occurs. What is it? Is it like just pure exhaustion and trying to be kind to myself and allow my body to rest? But it's like it doesn't seem to ever get enough rest. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, sometimes it's like, okay, well, I've, quote, taken it easy day in and day out for days. How can I still be this deeply exhausted, this deeply drained? What am I telling myself? And it's like, well, I'm positive things, and I'm doing. It's like, how this defies everything we know. Like, what am I not seeing? What am I not hearing? What am I not understanding? What the fuck is going on? But usually I'll get to this point where then I'll just bust through it again. But that's the problem. I'm like, that's the problem. It's like I'm busting through out of frustration of like, I'm not going to allow this to take over my life. It's like I've allowed the time and the rest. And haven't seen results, right? Like of feeling better or feeling rested or da-da-da-da. And so I'm like, well, I'm not going to let it consume me and continue sitting here for the next 5 years, letting it eat away at me. And so I'll be like, well, fuck it, and get back into, it's like forcing myself to do routines or forcing to do this or that. But we continue to go in this cycle. So there's, it's like I have to see my pattern. I have to see my hiccup. Otherwise, it won't change. I must. All right. 40 minutes. Okay. It's time to get off. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.